SeaStar II is a 1983 Tiana 37 cutter-rigged sloop. SeaStar has two anchors that we use, a 45-pound Delta attached to 180 feet of chain, and next to it a 45-pound Bruce for different types of bottoms, and it has chain and 250 feet of nylon rode. This is the windlass that the chain goes past, and when we're ready to retrieve the anchor, it's electric. We just push the button and the chain comes up and the anchor is pulled. It's very nice. This is the rigid bottomed inflatable we use to go to shore. It's 8 feet long. Underneath it is stored a life raft that we can use if we need to abandon ship. We throw it over, it inflates, and it has supplies and so on. This is something we never want to use, of course. We also have an extra inflatable stowed, but we very seldom use that, but we do have two inflatables. Here's our dinghy on shore, and you can see our motor attached to it. This is what we call the Dodger, or what you might call a windshield, and it zips open when the weather's nice, and if it's blowing and chilly, we zip it down, and it's quite nice and protected behind it. This is just another view of the Dodger looking forward towards the bow. This is a view from the helmsman's seat, and it shows you the instrumentation that we have on the boat. This display shows me information from our AIS receiver. It plots the boats that are in our area. You can see their little icons, and it warns me if any of them get too close to us. It tells me their closest point of approach, and we can see how close they'll pass to us, and if we need to, we can alter our course to avoid them. This is the Raymarine chart plotter in color. It shows you where the boat is at any given time in relationship to the land, marks, navigation hazards, rocks, and so on. It's essential. It has all the charts of the Mediterranean on it, and it's how we navigate through these waters safely. The instrument on the left is the depth under our keel, which is now 15 feet while we're moored, and on the right it shows the speed of the wind. And if you notice in the bottom left corner, I took this shot this morning. It was blowing 37 knots, which is about 42 miles an hour. We're in a gale warning, but we're nice and safe on our mooring. Next to the helmsman's seat is one of the most critical instruments on the boat, is the EPIRB. If something were to go wrong, that we had to abandon ship, we grab the EPIRB. As soon as it touches the water, we would obviously get in our life raft and put this in the water, and it sends automatically a signal to satellites indicating that we are in a distress situation, and it gives the Coast Guard our position, but latitude and longitude, so technically help is only a few hours away. Next to it is a VHF radio for calling shore and so on, or other ships. When we're at anchor, we have two ways of generating power to keep the batteries charged. This is Aerogen wind generator. Works really well, and the winds we're having today puts out quite a bit of power. When the wind isn't blowing, we rely on the solar panel. This solar panel also recharges the batteries, of course only when the sun is shining. We have two outboard motors for our dinghies. This is a 10 horsepower motor, the one we use almost always. If it's just Cindy and I in the dinghy, it will get us up on a plane and goes maybe 20 knots or so. It's quite fast. We carry this little spare in case our main motor has a problem and it needs to be repaired. We still have a motor so we can use the dinghy. This is a little 3-horse. Going below down the companionway to the starboard side is the navigation station. Here we have our computer, a Navtex receiver, ham radio, recording barometer, VHF radio, and I can pull the charts out, do some plotting, and use my guidebooks. It's like our workstation. This is called a Navtex receiver. It picks up radio signals from weather stations currently tuned into Rome, and it gives us the weather for the area we're in. It's pretty essential because they don't have regular weather on the VHF radios like we do in the United States. So this is how we get our weather reports. One of the ways, anyway. This is a recording barometer. It revolves on the drum, and it shows us the tendency and what the pressure, barometric pressure is, but more importantly whether the pressure is rising or falling. And above it is a second VHF radio that we have down below. This is our ham radio. With the ham radio I'm able to send and receive email, talk to other people, long range. Literally I could probably talk to someone halfway around the world. Usually I use it mostly to send email when we don't have internet. Opposite the nav station on the left we have a double sink, and in the center you see a 2-burner gas range with an oven below it, and then on the right is a refrigerator freezer. Looking forward, this shows the main salon on SeaStar. This is the port side of the main salon, and this is the starboard side of the main salon. This view is looking back towards the companionway. On the left you have the nav station, and on the right is the galley. We like to pick up a little memorabilia that kind of signifies where we've been, and this particular piece is a cycad, and it's from France in the area of Provence. The whale and the coin below it are from Horta, Azores, and on the right side is a little medallion of Corsica with the Moor's head, their symbol. This is a carved mast that we picked up when we visited Belize. The lizard is from Portugal, and the little lobster below it is when we were in Maine. This fish is from when we visited Mexico, the same time we were going to Belize. This tile is a picture of Point Europa when we rounded that last year, and then starts the Algarve, and then we go into Gibraltar from there. This shows you the head or bathroom, and we can also take a shower in there, and I have a point of use hot water heater when I run the generator so we can take hot showers. This view is looking forward. On the left side is the head, in the center is the V berth where we sleep, and on the right side is a hanging locker. And here is the V berth, very comfortable, quite a large sleeping area. This view shows the boat looking aft back towards the companionway, sitting in the V berth. And here's SeaStar at Anchorage in one of the beautiful spots in Corsica.